Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to LA Noire. So, because we don't have... Ooh, there is a side quest, a street crime to do. Well then, since we can do a street crime, I thought we couldn't. We'll go do that. We only have 6 more of those, and even though we're probably in the last story mission, or we're in a mission before the last story mission, it's still going to be a lot of work to get them all done before we're done with the game. The whole city is just had a major explosion, but I imagine we're far enough away from the explosion for that to matter. Here we've got a guy that's just robbing the place.
Shit. Stop! LAPD!
Is he going to get in the car? Why not have the one guy that is driving stay in the car and the guy that is not driving hop out and
stay on his ass, Cole. Don't
assess
lose
the
him.
scene?
Get in close and steer him off the tar. Step on it, huh? Get me just a little closer.
I imagine.
Enough games, Phelps. Take this guy out.
I imagine I can't really just knock this guy off the tar yet.
I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
Interesting, it looked like there was a group of people hanging around a car, like teenage kids or something. That's not something we've seen in the game before. And that's always the way to stop.
I'm scared to go to prison, mister. They'll take one look at me and...
Well, you want to know a great way to go to prison? Hey look, they animated the cuffs this time. Has the game just been glitching out the whole time before this? Maybe. We've seen several points, I guess, where the engine has failed to animate certain things. I guess I should take that as glitches. And at the end of last recording, we did a lot of this looking for cars. And here we are doing it again. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I like the idea of you unlock a car every time you get a correct answer in in the interrogation, because then you are rewarded in a way that doesn't really affect your gameplay, but you're still definitely rewarded, and you don't have to do what I'm doing right now, which is trying to find and jump into cars all over LA.
Joy America's
It'd be cool if there was like a giant car show or a dealership. You could just jump in them all at once somewhere, but it's not like that. Alright, so getting back to the main story, there was an explosion. We had this deciphered address. It looks like some espionage might be going on by the Japanese.
Well, well. Why the cloak and dagger routine, Miss Akamoto?
Maybe. Like, this just goes up to the walkway, and I guess the rooms are out here in the back. What an interesting way to build an apartment complex with windows that don't open to a view or to the... Well, maybe it keeps the street noise down. This place is a mess.
Somebody turned the place over. Better watch your step.
Interesting, the refrigerator is putting out cold air.
Do you think I could fit in there? I couldn't fit in there.
I'd like to think you would have had something more to say about getting shoved in a fridge, Herschel.
So we get a frosty dead guy.
One to the head, one to the heart. Point blank.
I guess I'm happy to have another dead guy just to keep the balance for all the dead
James
women we
Lindbergh.
saw.
Very expensive watch. Favored by flyboys. I always wanted one as a kid.
That's funny. As a kid, all I wanted was some food on the table.
Explains why he's so overweight. Compensating for... He's got a ring.
Could be a class ring.
And there's nothing in his chest, it seems, to look at. I guess it's slightly important to remember that Cole speaks Japanese. Retired
You know what this is, Biggs?
LA police.
Sure. That apartment gives you one of those when you retire.
So, I imagine the story will come about that everybody's going to want to try and blame Tomoko for everything, and Cole's going to try to be a little bit more objective, at least at first, until he sees some evidence.
This isn't what we're looking for.
Although, personally at the moment,
Looks like we have a match.
we've got matching earrings that unlock
Name this aquamarine.
to show microfilm fiche.
Microfilm. A document shrunk to the size of your thumbnail.
Rod must have amazing eyesight.
Well, no, you blow it back up. I actually don't know how you make microfilm.
Page 525. I'll need a couple of
525.
133 North Vermont Avenue, Wilshire. We'll need an ambulance in the corner. Probably a team from technical services as well.
So, our partner just used the phone, and now I can go use the phone. So yeah, right now it looks like Yokomo was sleeping with the engineer or feeding him techniques to make new bombs, whether those techniques were false information to cause the thing to blow up or slow down the progress of creating more bombs. But I would assume the war is over.
Operator, give me dispatch.
So I don't know what really the point of that is.
Putting you through now.
Like, maybe it's still
Detective
going
Phelps,
on,
1247,
and
messages,
Cole and
please.
the others just did
Can you put
everything.
me through?
It's ringing now.
They did their duty and they didn't get re-enlisted somehow.
Nix that. I got a message from Lindbergh Field. An airplane tech there identified your part.
What is it?
He said it was a prop spinner from either a Corsair or a B-50.
A what?
Fits over the center of the propeller and protects the pitch gearing.
So it's a military part.
Could be, but get this. The Spruce Goose runs 8 Wasp R-4360s. I think you better get over there and check it out.
You're on it.
Spruce Goose being a famous giant airplane. And we're done investigating. And I can't jump over the edge here. Let's see if I wanted to walk over here. There's no opportunity. Got a couple more cars we could try. I got another achievement for something. Right now, as I'm recording, the spring summer sale, the Steam summer sale, is going on, and one of the things they asked me to do today was get an achievement in the game. I'm like, oh, I'll probably get that done. A lot of games, it sounds kind of difficult to just pick a game and do that, but a lot of games, in the first couple hours of gameplay, you will get one achievement just to start you off if you can do the tutorial. So as long as you have something that you haven't played or haven't gotten all the achievements for, it would be the most difficult for people that have played everything on Steam and can't buy any new games and have gotten all the achievements, which that's not a huge majority of people, I'm sure. But to be all honest,
Go over the case notes.
all of the achievements in this game mean very little to me, because I'm not getting them for being smart. I'm getting them for being OCD. I would prefer the game
Can you drive to this one?
reward me for either being skilled or smart, not just persistent. Although some of the skill-based achievements often require you to beat the game on hard without ever dying, and those are crazy.
Can you state your business?
Detectives, Phelps and Biggs, LAPD. We're investigating the explosion. We have reason to believe there may be a link to Hughes' aircraft.
I'm sorry, I can't help you there, Detective. Without authorization from military HQ, you won't be allowed onto this facility.
What seems to be the problem, gentlemen? Hey, Biggs. You're not still with the LAPD.
Right so, mates. Can you help us out here?
Sure. What seems to be the problem?
We're working the big explosion at the electroplating plant. I found a part there that belongs to one of your planes.
I work head of security for Mr. Hughes now. I'll take full responsibility. I'm sure we can clear this up. Follow me. It's the big hangar. You can't miss it.
So I have to drive.
What's his connection to Howard Hughes?
Vernon Mapes used to work Advice. Word is he runs fuck pads for Hughes' starlets.
A pimp. Earl and Mapes would seem.
Mapes was the role model for creeps like Earl.
So,
Hey, I don't bite. Come on.
interesting phrasing there.
How
Hey,
are we
I
gonna
don't
look
bite.
getting around in
Come
this
on.
thing, Paul?
I thought that might be a new car. So he just knows this guy, and that's the only reason he even made it on the place. It feels like there's a bigger story they wanted to tell, and they're cramming it all into this one case. This actually might be DLC. That would make a lot of sense,
really
wouldn't
fly?
it?
Mr. Hughes believes so.
Squeeze it right at the end of the game.
Amazing, isn't she?
So, this is the spruce.
Jesus Christ, Biggs. You want to get me fired? Mr. Hughes hates that fucking name. It's the H-4 Hercules to you.
You mind answering a few questions, Mr. Mapes?
Call me Vernon, kid.
It hasn't even been
Fire
finished
away.
being built. I think it finally did get built.
You know anything about the explosion that happened at Nicholson Electroplating this morning?
No more than anyone else. Heard the boom while I was shaving. Almost shit my pants. Thought it was Pearl all over again.
I'm gonna say true, but I doubt it. So I'm gonna doubt.
But you had no personal contact with any of the employees. And you have no idea what caused the explosion.
I'm in security.
Loud banging.
I handle Mr. Hughes' personal interests, if you get my meaning. I'm not directly involved in manufacturing.
That was the right answer, right response somehow.
Do you know Tomoko Akamoto?
Never heard of the broad. Why?
I'm surprised half of them don't think that's a Japanese guy's name. It's like, I'm going with doubt again since he's sticking his eyes in the corner in his broken system.
LAPD tie pin, do you, Mapes?
Sometimes. I have a couple of them from my days on the force.
So that's whose tie pin we found. He turned over the place, and so did he kill the guy?
Do you know the chief chemist at Nicholson Electroplating, a Harold McClellan?
I've heard of the guy. He was pitching some fancy process to the company.
So notice this time he's not moving his eyes into the upper left and right of the corner of his head. So I'm going to just say truth here.
And were you interested?
The slide rules and lab coats are always interesting. If you could get it to work.
So I was wrong.
Do you mind if we have a look around while we're here?
Sure. Knock yourself out.
Want to take a look inside her? And her?
Yeah, maybe this is DLC. That would certainly make sense. And getting a lot of banging background stuff. And again, we're in this like giant investigation area. Huge area.
Is that a Pratt & Whitney 4360?
It sure is. You know your motors.
Do you mind if I take a look at the prop spinner?
We're getting her ready for sea trials, so be quick about it.
What is the oily covering on the metal?
We coat the aluminum parts in linseed oil to preserve it from oxidization.
Looks like Mapes' office is in the far corner. Let's go see what he's hiding.
And so we're running all over the place. Music stops on the investigation. Nope. When I get kind of over here. There's a big office over there. Vice. This is a giant empty room. Feels like an experiment, honestly, in just how big you can render in a far distance if you go with the minimal amount of items. Take a look here. Not a lot of textures, not a lot of patterns, not a lot of people, not a lot of trees, not a lot of grass. In fact, no trees, grass, or anything. So a minimal number of polygons gets them in this engine probably this distance. Or possibly more accurately as far as from here to there. Which is kind of admirable for the time, but by modern standards pretty bad. So we've got linseed oil.
Colin's process was going to replace all this.
So maybe the linseed oil dealer wasn't happy about that. And this is industrial sabotage after all. And I doubt we're gonna see Howard Hughes in person in this case.
Right.
Latitude 24 degrees, 15 minutes north. Longitude 76 degrees, 0 minutes west.
Hmm. Hmm.
76 degrees west.
76 degrees west.
15 minutes north.
15 degrees north.
76 degrees west.
Hmm.
24 degrees, 15 minutes north. 76 degrees west. 24 degrees, 15 minutes north. 76 degrees west. 24 degrees, 15 minutes north.
That puts it in the Bahamas.
The Bahamas? Somebody's already got their maiden flight planned.
Hmm. So somebody wants to go to the Bahamas. Hardly evidence of a crime. It seems like it could just be a joke. And can I crawl up any higher? Nope. I'm not seeing a lot of gunning on this ship, so this must be more of a luxury craft. It's a big one, certainly, but doesn't feel no way to jump into that or jump out of that. Maybe I can get in it. We might as well try to enjoy this as long as we can, even though it is most definitely wasting our time right at the worst possible moment. Like I'm thinking, where's Jack Kelso? Where's Elsa? I mean, Elsa has been kidnapped as far as we know, and I am just dawdling along like it doesn't matter one bit. Running across the wingspan of the spruce goose here. This area is lit up as if there was something here. You know what's funny is I think this gets me into a different area. Nope. For a second I thought it was going to get me over there. Which that would certainly be something new for the game if there were secret pathways and ways to get into areas that you're not supposed to get into. And it would be cool if there was more collectibles or more reason to do collectibles, but that's not really the game we're playing, is it? Like, this is actually very strange that this is working. There's nothing on the roof, and yet here we are. Are we gonna get into a shootout? I thought maybe the roof broke there. Again, it feels very much like there was a couple of plans here to let me get into that section. Let's see. This door looks like it will open. Nope. How about this door? Nope. You can't get on that roof. Flickering reflections. Like, what is it actually even reflecting? Doesn't seem to be. It seem to reflect the right thing, whatever it is reflecting. And then we've got all of these buildings inside of buildings. dangerous flammable liquids in the linseed oil. So maybe you could blow up the linseed oil and use it as something. I don't know. Caution, do not stack. Do not stack what? Do not stack the buildings? Well, I guess the building is stacked.
Not much help.
So, all signs are pointing to this guy at least killing somebody. Yeah, I assume that's Howard Hughes.
That is Marie the Body McDonald.
Does Hughes have her on contract to RKO?
Yeah, I bet he does.
So Howard Hughes is sleeping with everybody. We got a photograph. How is that a clue?
Let's see what Pinker has first. He's probably done tinkering with that camera by now.
So we're given a new objective to return to Wilshire Station.
Thanks for the tour, Babes.
Always happy to help the department. Hey, don't I know your face from the papers? You're the cop that's stripping that German broad.
Nah, I think you got the wrong guy, Vern.
And so he sidesteps that problem. And you can't just hit X and talk to her.
Let's see what Pinker has first. He's probably done tinkering with that camera by now.
So I hit X trying to talk to the secretary, and instead I got another accidental help from my partner. I'm not a fan of that.
How are we gonna look getting around in this thing?
A Nash Deluxe Army car. So, if we are at a military installation, maybe there is another army car around here somewhere.
How are we gonna look getting around in this thing?
I don't know why we would look too different. It just has some military star on it.
You gotta be kidding me. What kind of that is?
What's funny is the guards are opening and closing the gates, and that car is not moving. These all look like the same military car over and over again.
But if the skipper sees us driving around in this, we're dead.
It would be funny if there was a tank lying around here somewhere. I guess it's not likely though. And if there was, it would still be slightly annoying to have to drive to a specific spot to get it. We have no side crimes, even though this whole thing is side crime. Can we get to that unknown address? No, so we have to go this way anyways.
You can drive.
Jesus, Cole. What's wrong with a good old-fashioned black and white?
So McClellan was selling his new process to Hughes and cutting out Nicholson.
It's that way. This would never go all the way up to Hughes. We had a middleman dealing with stuff like this.
Someone like Mapes.
The word middleman was invented for guys like Mapes.
Okay, they just explained what was going on and I did not catch on at all. Apparently, the guy who was working for Nicholson was going to betray his company and sell it to Hughes. Or at least that's what they think. And so he ends up in the police station and everybody hates him. Let's just go ahead and see what happens here. He doesn't have anything to say. I guess I can press X to talk.
Any messages for me, Hopkins?
Not many you'd want to hear. Newspapers wanting interviews and rookies cussing you out mostly.
Nothing else.
Pinker wants you in tech services. Maybe you'll be more popular downstairs.
So, I already knew that, but I figured we'd see the conversation.
Hey, Cole. You're not winning any popularity contests upstairs, you know.
Yeah, I know that much. And I guess I have to hit X to talk, because it seems like there's nothing over here to investigate, and we're not really in investigation mode anyways. So let's talk to the guy.
I don't care.
What now?
I don't go in for letting gangsters off scot-free.
Come on.
Where do you stand?
I think you're a good cop, but I try and stay out of politics.
Everybody tries to stay out of politics, Ray.
Well, don't quote me on it, but I'm hoping that Parker will get the job and clean this place up. I have your photographs.
Let's see the photographs.
You can use the magnifier. There's quite a lot of detail.
Alright. Come on, game. Hit A. Work.
Very funny.
I think you're right, Ray. We have our man. You take a nice photo, Phelps.
What's funny is that doesn't really look like Phelps to me. Let's see.
Bring in the Watcher, a match for our John Doe. He's obviously the competitive bid. Can you get this over to Lockheed so we can get a name for this guy?
It's already on its way.
So it's a Lockheed employee. Before Lockheed, I think, probably merged with Martin to become Lockheed Martin, a company that still exists.
Hughes, millionaire, industrialist, aviator, and playboy. And Vernon Mapes, ex-dirty cop and business fixer. I found a similar tie pin along with a dead guy in a fridge.
Is there anything else? No, apparently it was vibrating until I got to the tie pin and then it stopped, so apparently that's what I needed.
Excellent photography, Tomoko. So Tomoko had the goods on McClellan. Too bad they blew the place to hell.
So it doesn't seem like there's anything important here. So the one thing Tomoko was taking important pictures of didn't matter. Maybe she was spying on him to convict him. Maybe working with the government, the U.S. government.
Is this McClellan? Can anyone make out the street number behind him?
Are you kidding? With my eyesight?
I want to make homicide. You know you've got it made if you can get to that desk.
It's West something street. Can't get the license plate right either. So we have an address, and we know it's West something, but which street?
I don't care. I don't go in for letting gangsters off scot-free.
Cole, can you help me with a little experiment? Use the eyedropper in front of you. 1 drop from each of the bottles on the desk. Place the drops in the petri dish.
I think he's gonna explode me. So we have linseed oil alone with perchloric acid alone together. It doesn't do anything. Not funny.
It's okay, guys. Just a little experiment.
Can you guys knock it off? Everyone's still jumping from that bang this morning.
Very funny, Ray. You just took a couple years off my life expectancy.
Did the same trick to me about an hour ago. So that was the stuff that caused the explosion.
I think so. Acetic anhydride is almost as explosive as nitro, and when mixed with perchloric acid, it's very unstable. It needs to be cooled constantly. We used linseed oil, but you could add any organic compound to trigger an explosion.
3 little drops.
Yeah, and they were using a 100-gallon vat.
So, good to know. I don't know if that's an actual way to make an explosion. I think you'd probably end up on some kind of list if you bought a bunch of linseed oil and those other chemicals.
Straight through the red light. Bet you never saw it.
Patent application. So we have McClellan raising a patent and selling to Hughes, and Akamoto copying the details for Lockheed. Where does that leave Nicholson?
With a great big hole in the ground.
This thing moves incredibly slow. I'm trying to quickly move upward, and when I zoom out, theoretically I would move faster, but it doesn't really happen that way. It's still inching incredibly slow. Let's just see if that dings and assume we got all the information we needed from it. If I miss a clue, I miss a clue, whatever.
Guy gave his wife a tap. I said all staring up.
Now, before I move any further, it's probably a wise move to see if we can get to the house in the photograph as a destination. West 2nd Street. I don't know where we got the 2nd Street from, but whatever.
He's dull as dishwater. I'm not with him for the conversation.
Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband and then pushed him in front of the car? That's the cop who caught her.
Yep, they're still talking about cases I did a long, long time ago.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
Are these two of the exact same cars? They look slightly different. Alright. And there's a police car right there too. So maybe the game would have thrown you a bone and let you get a police car if you needed to. Are we gonna get a side mission though? Side crime. Nope.
You know the way. You can drive.
In a weird way, we kind of already know what's happening with this case, and this case does feel like DLC that isn't going to connect to the main story. It's totally in the wrong place. In fact, the last 3 case missions feel like DLC that are totally in the wrong place too. It's a mess of a way of telling a story. Let's just run in here and see if we can end up in a shootout.
Stinks of petroleum.
Avgas, if I'm not mistaken. It's all around the floor.
I'm gonna burn the place down, and any adjoining houses be damned. This is an interesting design of a apartment.
Hangstrom is flying today on TWA.
Hangstrom is dead, Cole. Why leave your ticket behind?
Nips is cleaning up.
Continue to investigate.
Hangstrom and McClellan are the same man.
The gas, Cole, the gas! We gotta get out of here right now! Look, by
Out the
stove.
window.
Shoot the gas line, Cole, we're out of here!
So we're in somebody else's house, going out the window when we could have just turned around and gone out the window.
There you are, shitheel. Come on, he's not getting away from us.
Where did he go? Over this way? Let's just assume he went this way. Just drive by as the bird flies. We can see him on the radar, but I haven't seen him like on the street really. We're gonna have more and more of this happen. These chases get difficult. I suppose I just have to fail them a couple times and then the game will just let me skip them, and I've skipped so many before, I'm perfectly happy with skipping some more. Things popping in. The weirdness here is it is the game seems to make out worse somehow by being on PC. My guess.
Security men, Cole. Stay on mates. Knock them off the road if you have to, but stay on that fucker. Okay. One traffic stop coming up.
So now we are doing something we haven't done before, which is fight multiple cars. Yeah, I imagine the case would have been things would have just been foggier or at lower resolution. The engines would have just been optimized to do it at 720p, and with all of that, it seems like there was not any real optimization on this PC port. And all the little things that you might not have seen on an Xbox or PlayStation, Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3, I imagine, now become really blatantly obvious. Well, I made it.
We're gonna have to go through all the security men first. I hope you're ready for a fight, Cole.
Seriously, that's how this is gonna go down? These military personnel are gonna start shooting at me?
Give me some cover.
Well, I imagine there could just be a total misunderstanding going on here, and the security guys might actually think that they're in the right. There's this guy behind me. Three more. It's stretching believability here. All of these guys highly trained military police. You would think. You'd think that I shouldn't be winning in this fight. Let's see. See, shooting out these tires is not really helping. I'm trying to get really lucky and just hit him with a slim edge. There we go, I guess I got him.
Play cat and mouse, fine. Let's go and get his ass.
And see, this feels like this is going to be the end of the mission. This mission that feels like DLC. Is he gonna have the woman as a hostage? Let's see, we'll just walk forward. There we go. Thank goodness I have this outfit on that lets me take more damage. Run over here and get some cover. Let's see, I see a couple of people. That one's out of range. So that's why I can't hit him. And arguably he's not out of my range. I can see him just fine and line up the dot. Let's see if maybe we can hit this guy now. Oh, he's still out of range. And what does this start us back? Alright, let's hold back and recover. And then let's hop up here and can we climb and not get killed in the same process? See, and here was a fuel station. So getting up here helped me a little bit. Come on, let me hit this guy. That's one. And this guy is down. That was a struggle.
You're gonna have to explain this to me again. So the guy at the chemical plant, he's planning on selling his magic formula to another company and skipping town with his assistant, but he blows himself up before he can manage it. So why the dead body in the refrigerator?
Mapes, Captain. He was eliminating all competitors for the process. When it went bang, he burnt down the apartment to remove all connection between Hughes and the plant.
Mapes, right. I remember Vernon Mapes. The guy had good, honest cops hanging their heads in shame. Glad he's finally out of commission. I don't know if it'll do you any good, Phelps. But between the spruce goose and half the city exploding, you might just have made the case of the decade.
So this feels like DLC specifically put right here in this storyline, at this point in the storyline, to just make Cole Phelps have some credibility. That seems very odd. And obviously that wasn't a main story case because it had nothing to do with any of that. And all the while we were doing this case, Elsa has been kidnapped and we're not looking for her. I found 16 of 16 clues, which is interesting. Good, I suppose, but I only got half of the 6 questions right. And I did a lot of city damage and a lot of vehicle damage. Obviously, they're not counting the explosion as city damage, because if they were, then that number would be up into the millions. Proving he knew the intrigues of his own plant would have made the case against Nicholson. Well, it's been another 50 minutes, so I guess we might get lucky enough to wrap up in the next hour or so of gameplay, hour or two. But that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.